Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charleston, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we're going to be talking about the NBA, a little bit more NBA stuff. So, but before we get into that, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So today, this morning while doing research, there wasn't really much to talk about today, but then I stumbled upon something that I thought was a bit interesting. And it was a clip of Damian Lillard. You know, Damian Lillard, Dame time, one of the most clutch players in the NBA over the last 15 years or so. And he was on GQ, right? He was on GQ. And, you know, when they ask you, like, what can you live without? You know, where did you spend how did you spend your first $1 million? All of these different things. So he was on there. But there was a part when they got to talking about his legacy as a Portland Trailblazer. And there was another part where they asked him, if you had an opportunity to win an NBA championship, what player would you want to play with the most in order for you to be able to capture a championship? So what we want to do is we want to play exactly what he had to say here. It's a very short clip, and then we're going to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to what Damian Lillard had to say here.
Damian Lillard, best Blazer of all time. First of all, you spelled my name wrong. At this point, I'm right there in probably at the top, you know, as the best Blazer of all time. The only thing that stops me from just saying I am right now is the fact that I haven't won a championship. You know, I have a lot of the records. I've won a lot of games. You know, I think the only thing left is to win a championship because of the way I embrace being a Trailblazer and embrace the community. And I do put myself, you know, at the top of that conversation. If you were to pick a player that would help you win a championship, who would you pick? I would pick Giannis.
So you heard what Dame Dollar had to say. He said, I would choose Giannis Antetokounmpo or Antetokounmpo, depending on who you are. And it's an interesting selection. I would have expected maybe another name. Giannis wouldn't have been the first person that came to my mind. And I'll tell you why I was surprised by that. The reason I was surprised by what Damian Lillard had to say is because usually from current NBA players and former NBA players, they usually always find a way to disrespect Giannis. Oh, he's not skilled enough. He needs to know how to lift weights. He needs to know how to train his body. You know, he couldn't play in this era. Rasheed Wallace would be better than him. You've heard every kind of insult that you could possibly think of from some of these guys. You know, James Harden, all I wish all I had to do was just run and dunk the basketball. I wish you had the focus of Giannis and spend all your times in clubs. That's also part of that's also a skill set, being focused on your job. No shot there, but just being honest. That's part of that matters. Your mentality and your approach towards your work is also going to dictate your results. So maybe that's something else that people need to talk about. Maybe some intangibles. Just saying. I could be wrong. Just saying. You got haters trying to stop Giannis from shooting free throws. It's gotten that bad. They're like, yo, let's try to stop him. Like that's where we at. But those cats would have never did that with Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant. They would have never done that. But when it comes to Giannis' time, it's disrespectful. Anyway. The only player I can think of in recent memory that was very, very complimentary of Giannis are two players. Luka Doncic, who was very, very complimentary, had some very nice things to say about Giannis. And I think the other person, if my memory serves me well, is Stephen Curry. Right? I think those are the two guys. Now, back to what Damian Lillard had to say there. I think Damian Lillard listed the perfect candidate. He listed the perfect candidate. If Damian Lillard wanted to win a championship, I think Giannis Antetokounmpo would be his best bet. Based on what Damian Lillard provides to the game and what Giannis provides to the game. If those guys were teammates, they would be one of the most perfect combos or 1-2 punches in the entire NBA, and I'll explain why. Because they cover up each other's weaknesses. Giannis is not a late game, big shot, three-point maker. Damian Lillard is. Giannis is not a long distance shooter that spaces the floor particularly well. Damian Lillard is. On the other hand, Damian Lillard is not going to get you 20 rebounds on any given night. He's not going to get you that. He's not going to guard some of the best big men in the NBA. He's not going to do that. Giannis will. And Giannis is also not very injury prone as some other players, so he's going to be available. If both of those guys got on the same team, I think it would be a wonderful pairing just from their basketball games. Another thing I like about the two of them as a duo is their kind of disposition and their personalities. Damian Lillard is very confident, but he's not he doesn't trash talk. He's not like, oh, I'm better than you. He's not like a Draymond Green. He's not acting like that, right? He plays his game. He's very confident. He'll talk trash to you if you talk trash to him, but he just basically goes about his business. That's the same thing with Giannis. Giannis doesn't do too much talking beyond, if people talk to him. He's really about his business, and that's the same thing I get from Damian Lillard. Would these guys ever be teammates? I don't think so, because of the nature of who they are. Giannis Antetokounmpo strikes me as someone that is extremely happy with where he is in terms of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He doesn't seem to be somebody that needs to be in Miami, that needs to be in LA, that needs to be in New York for a big market. Giannis is making his money. I don't think Giannis cares about that stuff. The same thing with Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is in Portland, Oregon. He's not in in the bigger markets, and he seems to be perfectly content with that. So I think players like this are going to be very, very loyal to the organizations that drafted them, that they play with. So for them to become teammates is going to really be like a tug of war, because someone will have to budge. Who's going to budge? Is it going to be Damian Lillard that says, okay, you know what? I'm going to leave and go join a superstar? That's something he is totally against. Or is it going to be Giannis? Right? What's going to be the draw for Giannis? Is Giannis going to leave? I think if anything were to happen, I think Damian Lillard would have to leave, because Giannis is the guy that already has a championship. I'm not saying that that's how Dame would think about it, but Giannis could tell Dame, hey, listen, man, we got the foundation here. We already got the pedigree. We already got the championship coach. Come on in. And I think that if these two guys were ever to play together, I think it would be a beautiful thing. And I don't think anybody would go with Damian Lillard. Oh, he joined it. Nah, because Damian Lillard always kept it 100, and he always stayed to himself. And I just like the fact that Dame, gave Giannis some credit. I think it's something that some of these other cats can learn from. Stop being a hater. Stop trying to block dudes from making free throws. Instead, work on your game. Why are you concerned with somebody else hitting free throws or shooting on your rim? How is that making your game better? You're just being petty. How is that elevating you and your team to the next level? Talking about, oh, it's disrespectful. The game is over, son. What are you talking about? It's disrespect. The game is over. It's over. Stop being a hater. These are my thoughts and opinions. So what I want to know from you guys, what do you think about the point that Damian Lillard had to say there? And do you think that Dame would do you think Damian Lillard will ever join another superstar to win a championship? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next show. Peace.